Today is August 9th, 2016, and this is the Make Halo Great Again podcast. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is Steve, aka HAble. I am the owner and creator of HaloIsBack.com, a Halo 2 and Halo 3 montager, and of course, the host and creator of the Make Halo Great Again podcast, which you are currently listening to. Now, this is the first episode of the Make Halo Great Again podcast, and I'm very excited to be starting this off. So this is basically going to be an introduction to the series, an introduction to the podcast, and just a basic conversation with myself and with you as a listener about the current state of Halo. Now, the main reason that I made this podcast is because I really do want to see Halo become great again. There's been a lot of issues with Halo in the past. There's going to be a lot of issues with Halo in the future, but I do believe that we can bring Halo back to greatness and to what made it so amazingly fun for all of us to play and to create content with over the years. So before we jump into the podcast, I do just want to give you a quick background of who I am and the reason that I love Halo so much. But the reason that Halo 2 is my favorite game of all time isn't necessarily because of the game itself. Now, I enjoy the game Halo 2. It's very fun. It has a ton of amazing features and glitches and things that just keep you coming back. But the thing that I loved most about Halo 2 was the content that people created, especially montages. And I saw these montages in 2005, and I was like, wow, these people are really frickin' good at Halo, and these are awesome to watch. So in 2006, I got myself a trusty-dusty VCR, got myself a trusty-dusty Dazzle capture card, and I started recording my Halo gameplay on the VCR, and then recording the clips with the Dazzle later. If you watch some of my original montages, you can actually see the play and pause buttons appear on the screen from me using the VCR. So I made my first 4 Halo 2 montages in the month of May in the year 2006. So 10 years ago, I made my first 4 montages. And to put it into perspective, I counted those as HAble montage 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is currently the year 2016. I still play Halo 2 and I still make videos. I have only made 2 more montages since then that I considered part of the 1 through 6 series. So I'm currently on montage 7. Montage 6 came out in 2008, so montage 7 has technically been in the works for 8 years, even though it's only going to consist of 6 months of gameplay. So on the topic of my montage 7, I do just want to do a quick shout out. The HaloForum.com has a montage contest going on. It's getting very close to the deadline. So if you do want to enter that, please hurry up and go to thehaloforum.com. All the details will be on there for you. Do enter, do sign up, and please do vote on the videos so that we have a large pool for people to vote on and a very fair judgment system. It's always nice to have some new blood on the forum because a lot of us are very set in our ways, and we'll probably mostly vote for Halo 2 videos, so if we get some new age Halo players, we might get more variety, which would be awesome. There is a lot more in the history of HAble and just where I came from and how I really got into everything and who I met along the way, but I'm going to leave that for another day and another conversation. So moving on, let's get to the actual purpose of this entire podcast, the Make Halo Great Again podcast, and it really is just to make Halo great again. Now, I can't control how the game is made, I can't really control how the game is played, but I can, hopefully, give some influence with many others along the way as to how the game is displayed. Right? I just made that poem in my head 5 seconds ago. It was kind of lame, but it actually got my point across pretty well, so that's nice. Basically what I'm saying is the content that comes from Halo is something that makes Halo Halo. The people that make content for Halo are really the reason that I'm still around, the reason that I still love the games so much, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way. So basically, all I'm trying to do is rally the troops and create great Halo content. Now, this isn't about creating a Halo team. This isn't about making a montage team or a content team. There's plenty of those around, and I think that those are great ideas, and I think that they work well when they're organized. However, that's not what this is about. This is more of a movement or a revolution, if you will. I know I don't have a very revolutionary voice. I'm not very manly man. I'm not Donald Trump, which the logo for this podcast is definitely not a cartoon Donald Trump with a Halo mask on. Definitely not. Please don't sue me, Trump, if you hear this. If you Google Donald Trump and you look at one of the first pictures on Google, you will probably see that he is wearing a suit and is in the same angle as the logo because, yes, I actually did cartoonize Donald Trump and then put a Spartan helmet on top of him because I'm artistic like that. Or I have no artistic ability at all. One of the two. Anyways, I digress. Sorry about that. I get so excited talking about Donald Trump. He's just an all-around great comedian, my favorite of all time. The goal of this podcast is to get more content creators on board, more content creators to hop on the show with me, talk about the current state of Halo, talk about what makes content great, and of course, give people tips to make better content. The thing that I've seen over the years is that Halo 2 revolutionized the way that Halo videos were made. I mean, if you look at the progression of Halo 2 montages from 2005 to now, or to 2009 or 2008, the progression is insane. The gameplay standards got so much higher. The editing got so much better. The music choices got so much more diverse. Montages started having themes. They started having emotional attachments to them. They weren't just Breaking Benjamin song. But, by the way, Breaking Benjamin, awesome band and huge Halo fans, so I give them props. Still one of my favorite bands of all time, so no hating on Breaking Benjamin. Just saying, generic rock music plus Halo clips clashed together. That was Halo, right? That was a Halo montage. And then people started making ridiculous montages. You have 3D Spartans. You have people that modded their own camera angles in Halo 2. You have color correction just getting better and better. People buying capture cards to get HD, getting better quality as they go. I mean, if you look at the progression of capture cards, they couldn't even keep up. A lot of us have like 15 capture cards in our garage somewhere because we just kept buying new ones because they kept getting a tiny bit better. I basically went from using a VCR to using an S-video capture card to using a better S-video capture card to using an HD capture card to using a better HD capture card to using a 60 frames per second internal HD capture card. I mean, the progression was insane, not only in the videos themselves, but in the scene in general, and the technology tried to keep up. So now we're at the point where we have the technology. The game plays at 60 frames per second. We have HD 60 frames per second capture cards. We can record exactly what we see on the screen. Everything is beautiful. I mean, everything is absolutely beautiful. We have computer rigs that are just insane and meant for editing. People can render things that used to take a week in less than 8 hours. And because of that, it's a lot easier to make good content. But on the other side, we have YouTube, which grew to just unimaginable levels. If you came into the game in 2006 and saw YouTube where it is today, you would be fucking stunned. I promise you would be stunned because YouTube wasn't a big deal back then. And to see how big it is now and to see the careers that people have built by just making videos on the platform is absolutely insane. That being said, there's a lot of content out there now. And the thing that happened was people wanted to get famous. And a lot of the famous YouTubers, I'm doing quotation marks, you can't see me, but I'm saying famous and doing the quotes. because they're not really famous. Some of them might be famous, but the ones that make it a career, a lot of them are pop music. And by pop music, I mean they make really easy, shitty, catchy content. They make things that people can relate to. The content's shitty, it's not high quality, it's easy to make, but people like it. They eat it up. And that's what happened with Call of Duty. Call of Duty content is the most generic content in the world. If you watch Call of Duty videos, they are all the exact same thing. I could honestly probably go watch 15 Call of Duty montages right now, snipetages, and I would find the exact same title layout in every one. There's 3D text in the middle of the screen on an angle going through a map, and it says the editor. It has a random clan or org, and then it goes to clips of quad feeds, right? It's the most generic thing in the world, because what happened was FaZe got huge, Optic got huge, and then everyone wanted to be them. They wanted to be on the team, or they wanted to replicate what those guys were doing. So they just made the exact same videos as those guys were making. And you're at the point where everything's stagnant. There's just this stagnant curve where everyone's making the same shit. And that's what happens when something gets too big. Now, not everyone does that. If you've seen Nikki HD, her edits are insane, right? If you watch Montages' video that she edited, it's a masterpiece, right? It's completely in a different realm. It's just a masterpiece. So I'm not saying you can't make good content in a community like that. But what happens is for every one amazing video, there's 2,000 shitty ones. And this is what's currently happening in Halo. Not so much in the montage scene like it has with Call of Duty, but in the content in general. And I'm not talking about people who do voiceovers, who do commentaries, and talk about news or issues, because I think that everyone that has a unique personality should do that. I think that's a great thing. Someone that comes to mind when I think of that is Luke the Notable. The guy doesn't make revolutionary content in any way. He does what a lot of people on YouTube do. But he has a great personality. He's a super nice guy. He's super outgoing. He's very supportive of Halo. And he's just a great person to have in the community. Now, I'm not saying we need 10,000 Luke the Notables running around, but it is good for people to have channels with personality and to talk about the things that they love or talk about the things they want to see improved. I think that's a great thing to have. But when you have websites like Reddit and you have HAble, which is the subreddit of Halo on Reddit, that was the most confusing sentence of my life. The Halo subreddit is called HAble. There we go. All right. Well, now my next sentence is going to sound weird because I'm about to call them all fucking retards. So basically, the guy stuttering over here is calling the people on HAble fucking retards because HAble is a cesspool of shitty content. Because HAble is exactly what happens when you get too many cooks in the kitchen. HAble is this community of everybody. And unfortunately, it's the community that 343 listens to. It's the community that they go to talk to. Because this is the new age website. Reddit is where everyone goes for everything. The subreddits are massive. I'm not going to say I don't go to Reddit because I do enjoy Reddit. Reddit is a great website, but it generates bad content. It allows standards to drop because the attention span of 10 million people is tiny. So if someone posts a 6-second clip of something that maybe happened that was a glitch, or it was funny, or it was maybe a no-scope double, it's going to get more upvotes than a high-quality 6-minute montage. In almost every case, because people don't want to put the effort in. The other issue with Reddit is that the majority of the players suck at Halo. It's a fact. They're bad at Halo. So they're not in the same league as many of the content creators. And what it does is it causes the average user to resent the content creator because when they watch a montage, they don't see it from the eye of the person playing. They see it from the people getting shot in the face, because they're the ones on the losing end of those battles. They're not the ones getting those kill-taculars, overkills, Kilimanjaros, no-scope triples with a 360, 720 no-scope BXZ Kilimanjaro, right? They're not the ones doing that. They're the ones that are shooting you across the map, and then all of a sudden they're dead, just like that, and they're going, what the fuck just happened? That's your average Reddit user. So they're not seeing the same content as we are as content creators. There's a reason that there are bigger forums out there for content creators where they go and the forum is basically 80 content creators and no one else. They kind of hang out, or they have Skype groups, or they have Discord chats, right? They're not on these huge platforms because they're generally not accepted there. What happens now is these content creators are somewhat exiled, and they're not popular like they used to be. They're more or less someone to talk shit about because they make Smurf tags to destroy noobs, which are our Halo users, right? That's why they're so upset. Let's be honest. And these content creators talk bad about 343 or talk bad about something in Halo, and that's why Halo's dying, because people talk bad about it online, and that makes less people play it, right? Which is bullshit. The reason Halo is dying is because, I don't know, the game comes out broken all the time? I don't know. Just a wild guess. And I'm not saying Halo's dying. I mean, I made a business out of Halo. Have a website, have a podcast, been making videos for over 10 years. So trust me, I don't want Halo to die. That's the point of this. Get Halo back on top, or at least into a considerable place in the video game world, where if I'm walking around and I ask someone if they play Halo, they won't say they used to play Halo. They'll say, yeah, I play Halo, because no one fucking plays Halo that you just talk to. It's so weird. When I was in high school, literally everyone played Halo. On the day that Halo 3 came out, half the school was gone. I'm not even kidding you, half the school was gone. My gym teacher took the day off to go play Halo 3. And now I teach tennis. I teach kids tennis all the way from age 4 up to about 22, 23. I know one kid who plays Halo. In the whole group of the 6 years I've been teaching, I have met one kid who plays Halo. And the funny thing is, he actually watches my videos. You'll see him comment every once in a while. And that's insane to me, because growing up, everyone played Halo. Everyone that I talked to played Halo. Everyone everywhere played Halo. I remember all the popular kids in school played Halo. All the nerdy kids in school played Halo. Every person at least played Halo on the weekends with their friends at some point in their life, right? And now that's not the case. And I'm not saying it's because Halo's bad, because there are a million other options out there. So it was bound to happen. There's no monopoly on video games. You're always going to have more options out there. Me, I play League of Legends a lot. That's my go-to game if I'm not playing Halo. And a lot of people play Overwatch or Dota or Call of Duty or a bunch of single-player games, right? So I'm not necessarily faulting Halo as a franchise for losing people, but the games, let's be honest, have come out pretty shitty. Halo MCC was the biggest disaster in Halo or video game history, and it drove so many people away. It's incredible. The amount of Halo montage makers that were coming back to this game and competitive players that were coming back to this game was off the chart. And the amount of people that sold their Xbox in that first 3 months was off the chart because the game just didn't work. And that's upsetting, because I think if it came out the way it should have, it would still be hugely popular. Halo 5 would do better, and content would be incredible. I mean, the amount of Halo CE, Halo 2, and Halo 3 montages that would have come out, the amount of gameplays, the amount of tournaments, the amount of everything that would have come out of Halo MCC would have been insane. And now there's like 15 of us that make Halo MCC content, and that's it. But that's enough of the negativity. This podcast in the future is going to be about improving. It is going to be about tips and tricks for video makers. And of course, it's going to be about the special guest on the show. So if you do want to come on the show and talk with me, have a conversation, please do DM me on Twitter. The official Twitter account is HIB_official. Just hit me with a message and I'll get back to you. That being said, if there are any topics you do want to see covered on here, please feel free to reach out, tell me what you're thinking, and I'll try and do my best to cover that. Or if you have some friends or know some content creators that are on the smaller side and they want to talk or they want a shout out or something, please feel free. This show is about growing Halo, so anyone that makes content, I do want to give you guys a boost, and hopefully we can turn this into a platform that we can really give people a significant boost on YouTube and for their content. That'd be freaking amazing. So that being said, thank you for listening, and I will see you guys on the next Make Halo Great Again podcast. Thank you so much. Peace.